Good evening, everyone. We are here. We made it. Welcome to all of you. How's everybody doing tonight? We're all good? You guys up top? Up top. There's only 4 up there, but that's okay. You guys, big cheering section. Good stuff. Well, tonight we're going to witness students cross this stage and become graduates of BCIT, and that's a big deal. So let's just recognize that right off the bat. And this is, of course, also a day for all of you, the families and friends who join us to celebrate these accomplishments. So again, welcome to you. My name is Mike Killeen. I am a faculty member in the Broadcast and Online Journalism program, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies tonight. That's what it says right here, so it must be right. I'm also a proud BCIT graduate. Broadcast Communications, 1980, never mind. And because of something that happened when I was a student here, I want to use this as another opportunity to say, BCIT owes me money, or at least a BCIT coffee mug, something like that. Here's why. A few of us went through a rather arduous selection process and were chosen to be part of a BCIT outdoor advertising campaign. We were on sides of buses, billboards, all over the place, many other places. What did we get? Nothing. Zip. Well, I guess in the end we did get work, just like the ad says. But I still demand compensation. Again tonight, a coffee mug is just fine. And you know, the reality is the message in that ad, BCIT grads work, is something that is still very, very true today. Okay, we've got work to do here tonight. I would first like to acknowledge that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. I'd also like to acknowledge our interpreters joining me on stage tonight, Francois and Farah. Here, thank you. And a couple of housekeeping items. Before we start. We do have a professional photographer here with us tonight from Artona. 2 professional photos will be taken of each graduate immediately after they cross the stage. Image previews, along with optional order information, will be emailed to students within 1 week. Now, the photographers will also be available for individual and family portraits following the ceremony. Follow the signs to the photo studio located on the main floor. That's in room 2620. We're also live streaming the ceremony tonight, right now, at bcit.ca. This means, of course, there's no real need to capture your own video of the ceremony. The link to the professional video is going to remain on our website for several months. You can view it again or download it to keep it. And we do want to make this an enjoyable occasion for everyone, so once you've texted or tweeted, please ensure that your devices are turned to silent during the ceremony. Okay, our processions are about to enter the auditorium. Our Piper Vern Kennedy will lead our faculty and platform party, followed by our soon-to-be graduates. So I would like to ask everyone to please rise to greet our processions. And our processions begin tonight with our faculty and platform party. And now, please welcome our graduates. You all look amazing, very handsome. Nice to see you, and congratulations. Now, if everybody would please be seated. Right now, I'm honored to welcome the Indigenous Women's Ensemble, Ma Girl, who will be performing a traditional welcome and celebration song.
Sego Sewigwigon, Ganyenke Haga, Niwagu Wanjoda, Sheila Miracle Yungyats, Sherry Miracle Yundajats.
Very pleased to be here. Congratulations to all of the students and everyone who put all that work in. We are going to sing an honor song for you. It's called Yoha Hio, and it's in Mohawk, and it translates to "It is a good road." So congratulations for this new part of your journey. Yoha Hio, 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 Yoha Hio. Yoha
Thank you very much. And now please rise and join in the singing of our national anthem led by Elizabeth Irving.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And now would everyone please be seated once again. Thank you. Right now I'd like to introduce our platform party. I'll ask them to stand when I call their names, and please remain standing. Please hold your thunderous applause until everyone has been introduced. First of all, Jennifer Patterson, Vice President, Alumni Association. Eric Fry, Chair, Education Council and Associate Dean, Agile Work and Integrated Learning. Kathy Sedlacek, Dean, Academic Planning and Quality Assurance. Jennifer Figner, Interim Vice President, Academic. Dan Reeder, Chair, BCIT Board of Governors. Randy McEwen, Keynote Speaker and CEO, Ballard Power Systems. Paul McCullough, Interim President, BCIT. Wayne Hand, Dean, School of Construction and the Environment. Andrea Friska, Dean, School of Energy. Jan Smith, Registrar. Liam Lauren, Acting President, Student Association. Sandra Amador, Director, Faculty and Staff Association. Mubashir Faruqi, Associate Dean, Automotive. Cheryl Cahill, Associate Dean, Aerospace. Matthew Pedley, Associate Dean, Electrical and Computer Engineering. Kasem Habiballah, Associate Dean, Chemical Digital Communications and Machinist. Sonia Boskovich, Associate Dean, Industrial and Mechanical Trades. Michael Curry, Associate Dean, Building Design and Construction Technology. Fitsu Tariku, Director, Building Science. And that is your platform party. Please welcome. And I now call upon Paul McCullough, Interim President of BCIT, for his opening remarks. Paul.
It's a great pleasure to welcome you all to this winter convocation ceremony, and I am particularly pleased to welcome the students, family, friends on this special day. BCIT is located on the traditional unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, in particular the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. We have been educating and inspiring students on these traditional lands for half a century, and I would ask you to please just take a moment to reflect and acknowledge the true privilege we all have to live and work on these lands. Today, we're here to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our graduating students, and I am particularly pleased we are able to do this in person. It is hard to believe that just under 3 years ago, our lives were thrown into turmoil by the global pandemic. For many of you here today, your learning was impacted and tested in unforeseen ways. You have shown incredible perseverance and commitment throughout this time, which will undoubtedly serve you well as you embark on the next phase of your journey through life. Your achievements are an inspiration to all of us, and I'm delighted we're here with you as you receive your well-earned BCIT credential, a momentous accomplishment. I know I speak for our faculty and staff when I say we hope your time at BCIT has been meaningful and a rewarding experience. Your success is our success. All of us here today are proud of everything you have accomplished, and we're thrilled to cheer you on as you cross this stage. So please, graduates, I ask you to stand. Take a moment and look around at the folks in the audience who have supported you on this journey: family, friends, and faculty. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to everyone who has been instrumental in helping you achieve your goals today. You may sit. Thanks must also go to the faculty and staff here at BCIT for going above and beyond for our students. You have made a profound impact on each one of our graduates. Thank you for guiding them in their journey of discovery and learning at BCIT. Graduates, when you cross the stage, you will officially become part of the BCIT alumni community. I hope you take advantage of the many events and opportunities available to you as a proud BCIT alum. Finally, I want to ensure that all of you are able to celebrate your moment as you walk across the stage and receive your credential. I'd like to ask Jade English to please stand. Jade doesn't know this, but he will be the last student to cross our stage today. My request to all of the graduates is please return to your seats after receiving your credential and remain present to celebrate Jade's moment, just as everyone will have celebrated yours. So let's give Jade a big round of applause right now. Thank you, Jade. You can sit. Today is a day to celebrate. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you very much indeed, Paul. I'd now like to call upon Dan Reeder, Chair of the BCIT Board of Governors, who will bring greetings on behalf of the board and introduce our keynote speaker. Dan.
Good evening. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here today to congratulate our graduates and to commend our faculty and staff on behalf of the BCIT Board of Governors. To all the students in the audience, well done. Your dedication and commitment to your education have been extraordinary. The time and hard work you've invested here will open many doors. Graduates of BCIT remain some of the most sought-after talent in British Columbia, Canada, and around the world. Our alumni are known for their drive, their skills, and their ingenuity. Whichever path you embark on, you will make a difference. You are surrounded by family and friends who are here to celebrate all that you've accomplished. You've also earned the confidence of your instructors. They know just what it took to get here today. Each of you deserves to be incredibly proud. Your time at BCIT has come to an end, but your achievements won't stop here. I challenge you to build on everything you've learned and accomplished during your time at BCIT. Be ambitious and never stop innovating within your future workplaces and communities. On behalf of the BCIT Board of Governors, our warmest congratulations to you on all of your academic and personal achievements. Thank you. I also have the pleasure today of introducing our keynote speaker, Randy McEwen, CEO of Ballard Power Systems. Randy has served as CEO of Ballard Power Systems for the past 8 years. Randy has held executive roles in clean energy companies, including fuel cells, hydrogen, and solar for over 20 years. In his earlier career, he was a lawyer specializing in mergers and acquisitions and corporate financing. Randy represents Ballard on the Hydrogen Council and serves as a member of the board of directors of Brookfield Renewable, one of the largest global renewable energy companies. Please join me in welcoming Randy McEwen.
So about a month ago, something unusual happened, something quite unusual. I was going down to Palm Desert, California for a clean energy conference. I was speaking at that conference. And I went down a day early to play some golf. So I arrived at the golf course, and who's playing golf in front of me that day but Arnold Schwarzenegger and Clint Eastwood? And so we're playing along, everything's fine, but all of a sudden something unusual happens on the 15th hole. So I'm ready to tee off, but standing in the middle of the fairway, Clint Eastwood, standing about 130 yards out from the flag. Arnold Schwarzenegger is sitting in the golf cart beside him. And Clint Eastwood is standing there a very long time. So I'm Canadian, so I'm very polite. But I did live in the US for 10 years, so I decided to drive up and ask them to play faster. So I get in the golf cart and I drive up. And I pull the golf cart up beside Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's sitting in the golf cart in the driver's seat, and Clint Eastwood is standing about 10 yards in front of him in the middle of the fairway, looking at the green, looking at the flag. And I've met Arnold Schwarzenegger a few times, so I said, Arnold, what's happening? Mr. Eastwood standing in the fairway a very long time. What's he thinking? What's he thinking? And Arnold Schwarzenegger has the big cigar in his mouth, and he can't hide his grin. He pulls it out, and he says, I don't know. Why don't you go ask him? So I get out of the golf cart, and I walk up a couple of steps, and now I'm standing side by side with Clint Eastwood. And I've never met Clint before, and I said, excuse me, Mr. Eastwood, you're standing in the middle of the fairway. You're about 130 yards out. You've been here a very long time. What are you thinking? You thinking maybe an 8-iron, a 7-iron? What are you thinking? He's smoking a cigar too. He takes the cigar out of his mouth, and he turns to me, and he's squinting in the sunshine. He says, you ask me what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, what a huge impact the class of BCIT 2023 is going to have on this world. That's what I'm thinking. True story. True story. So it's indeed an honor to be here with you, particularly after that event a month ago. And the history of Ballard Power, a 43-year-old company, actually a long-standing tradition of working with BCIT. In fact, yesterday I spoke to our director of production, Neil Black, and Neil's been with the company about 6 years. He has about 180 employees reporting to him, and he's a former BCIT graduate. And interestingly, last week, Neil hosted a small group from BCIT's heavy-duty and commercial transport technician program to tour our facility. Neil graduated from BCIT, I think, about 22 years ago, so very interesting. What's also interesting is I talked to our leadership team about where we get our co-op students and our new grads and asked the question, what is it special? What differentiates the BCIT graduates that come and work at Ballard? And there's a common thread to the answer. And the answer is very clear. They're job ready. They're job ready. That's a powerful differentiator. And I think it's really symptomatic when you look at the extraordinarily high graduation, people getting jobs, employment rate from graduates at BCIT. Now, if you indulge me, I would like to share with you just 2 lessons that I've learned that may be useful for your promising futures. And these simple lessons I call potato and 5 rows. Now, one of the people that's had the greatest influence in my life is my grandfather, Clarence McEwen. Now, Clarence was born in Prince Edward Island on the east coast of Canada about 100 years ago. He's passed away about 15 years ago. And Clarence, when he was 14 years old, his father died, and he effectively took over the family potato farm when he was 14. Now, I was born in PEI, but I moved to Toronto when I was very young, but I would go back every summer and work on the potato farm with Clarence. And I remember one time, I was about 10 years old, and I still had dreams of being a hockey player, and I asked Clarence, when you were a young boy, what did you want to do? And his answer was very simple. One word, as many of his answers were, potatoes. Potatoes. Clarence loved potatoes. He loved being out on the land, in the fields, on the tractors, in the trucks. He loved cultivating and digging and grading and bagging, and he particularly loved to see huge trailer trucks leaving the warehouse full of potatoes. And he loved knowing people were going to be eating those potatoes. He loved the fact that he'd be feeding people. He was really passionate about potatoes. He was very clear about his purpose. So the question I have for you, for each of you, what will be your purpose, your potato? And this is a very important question because today's society is facing a lot of major challenges. Climate crisis, bias, racism. We've got homelessness, addiction, bullying, to name just a few. And so you, each of you, can make a huge difference. We need all of your passion, your energy, your talent, your empathy in order to change the arc we're on, really to change the trajectory. Because you will be the future leaders, the future thought leaders. You will be experts in your fields, parents, mentors, coaches. You'll have a massive impact on what happens over the next 30 plus years. And no doubt you're already thinking about what it is you'll do going forward, what your future impact will be, your legacy. How will you serve? And I recognize finding your potato, it may not be easy, it may not be obvious, but be guided by your gut, by your instinct. Don't be guided by what others tell you to do or quick money options. Really seek out your purpose. Now, know this. The road will not be straight. There will be curves. You'll make some mistakes. You'll have missteps. You'll probably even have a U-turn or two. That's okay. Failures are fine. It's telling you that you're human. And that's where the real rich learnings occur, when you have missteps, where you have failures. And now the second learning I want to share with you is what I call 5 rows. Now many of you may be familiar when you're on an airplane, you see a little kid up ahead of you. Well, I had this experience about 15 years ago. I was on a flight. I just boarded the flight. It was the last flight of the day. I was flying from Toronto to Calgary. It was cold and snowy and icy, and you could just tell people were in a real foul mood. And I just sit down, and I'm putting the luggage underneath the seat in front of me, and the lady beside me, a stranger, turns to me and says, "My boss is an idiot." And I said, "Excuse me?" She goes, "My boss is an idiot. He keeps sending me to Calgary to this customer who's never going to buy anything. They've never bought anything. They never will buy anything. He's an idiot." Now, she was pretty loud. The guy across the aisle said, "Lady, it's not just your boss who's an idiot. This airline, the people that run this airline, they're idiots too. Last week, they lost my luggage. The flight's late again today. Look at the ice out on the wings. We're probably going to crash." So I'm a very positive guy, but you could see there was a very negative mood here. And so what's interesting is that we see this young kid. He's about 2-3 years old, and he's trying to get his head above the seat. It's for the first half of the flight, he's not able to do that. And as we get in the air, this mood kind of continues, and I'm getting into it as well, and we're all very negative. But this young kid, finally, about 45 minutes in, pops his head above the seat and kind of rests it on there. And he's looking around, smiling. And the guy across the aisle does one of these. And the lady beside me says, oh, he's so cute. And then he kind of gets down and walks out into the aisle, and he's doing a bit of a dance, and the whole mood changes. And it strikes me at that very moment, we can control and have huge impact on the 5 rows around us. So the question is, what are you going to do? The 5 rows that you can impact. Let's not talk about what's happening on a flight we can't control, or down at the other end of the flight that we can't control, but the 5 rows around you that you can have enormous impact on. That's the real opportunity. Whatever you do in your career or your life, I know that there's only one way to be successful, and that's impacting the 5 rows around you. So the last piece of homework for you as BCIT graduates and, in a minute, alumni, think about your potato and how you can impact the 5 rows. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you very much, Randy. I was worried for a second there that on that golf course in Palm Desert, Clint Eastwood was going to respond to you by saying, "Go ahead, punk, make my day." I'm really dating myself there, I think, though, right? Yeah. Okay, now we come to that exciting moment when our graduates are about to cross this stage. Here's how it's going to go tonight. Graduates will leave the auditorium and return through the side door on my left. They'll hand me their credential. I will read their name, and then I'll return the credential. Please take it back from me, okay? And do please forgive me if I mess up or mispronounce names. I think we can edit that out later. My mistakes, that is, right? Okay. After that, our graduates will cross the stage. We ask our graduates to please refrain from shaking hands, and instead, please smile and nod as a warm exchange of congratulations as they cross the stage. Graduates crossing the stage will meet Paul McCullough and the program head for their program. Graduates will then exit the theater via stage right and be directed to a special area where our professional photographers will be waiting to take a photo of them with their credential. Graduates will then be directed back to their seat. Now, as Paul mentioned earlier, I want to ensure that all of our graduates, from the first across the stage to our final graduate, they're equally and respectfully acknowledged as they receive their credential. It's their moment. So we ask graduates, as Paul said, to please return to their seats, and along with all of our guests, continue to be present and recognize your fellow graduates in this very important moment. Now I'll ask Paul McCullough and the program head to please take their places to congratulate our graduates. Okay, here we go. This is for the Dean of the School of Construction and Environment, Wayne Hand, is here, and this is Behruz Arabzadeh. Not bad? Mina Ariana. Adrian Balanzario. Hi, how are you? Who's this? Is that your data? Data is Simran Singh Brar. With distinction, Kinyu Chan. Okay. With distinction, Eduardo Carlos Colotia Espino. Okay. Thank you. With distinction, Rongguang Huang. With distinction, Cole Martin Morrison Linder. Oh, big applause. Akash Malik. Mohit Thakur, with distinction. Hamidullah Amir Khan, with distinction. Ashley Margaret Duckworth, with distinction. Sadaf Mertash. Okay, on to Bachelor of Technology, Environmental Engineering, correct? This is Brandon Robert Alton. Congratulations. Samene Barakatan. Okay. With distinction, Dylan Christian Deneau. Sun Kwang Sean. Next, we have Advanced Diploma, Geographic Information Systems, Evangeline Gabrielle Lapalme, with distinction. On to Diploma of Trades Training, Electrical Apprentice. This is Gavandeep Singh Dhami. Kevin Tam Min Hyun. This is Mark David Sajander. Yep. Don't forget that, Mark. With distinction, Matthew Smith. On to certificate, Architectural and Structural CAD and Graphics Technician, Architectural option. This is Elizabeth Benz. Deveen Sakon. This is Victoria Timmis. On to the certificate part-time, architectural and building technology. This is Sahar Farah Marzi. Very good. Iram Olcom. Shi De Liang. Congratulations. Ramanpreet Singh Sidhu. On to certificate part-time, construction estimating. Justin James Gallagher with distinction. Jaskaran Singh Thin. Baljit Singh. Samanjot Singh Sidhu. On to diploma part-time interior design, Curtis Chung. Congratulations. With distinction. With distinction, Kendra Ann Clayton. With distinction, Mallory Ruth DeWater. Manny Huh with distinction. Azalea Jolly. With distinction, Roxolana Juliana Karpinski. With distinction, Cheryl Leung. Ting Kang Liao. With distinction, Jingjing Liu. With distinction, Daniela Lisa Tomeno. With distinction, Haifeng Wang. There you go. On to the certificate part-time interior design fundamentals. With distinction, Savina Chen. Gabriela Consuelo Bacrac Custodio. Is that okay? Is that close? With distinction, Alessandra Dinko. With distinction, Yongyi Huang. With distinction, Angela Grace Latham. Catherine Law. With distinction, Peijun Mao. Thank you, congratulations. On to advanced certificate, sustainable energy management, Hatim Al-Sayed Mohammed. Who have you got with you? Quincy. Hi, Quincy. You look adorable. This is Camellia Kaliki. Okay. Congratulations. Philippe de Camera says I can blame the parents for that. With distinction, Jinxi Wang. Okay, on to Bachelor of Technology Electronics, Dean of the School of Energy, Andrea Friske. And, okay, Edward Adviento Buston. Thank you. With distinction, Elmar Rafael Flaris. With distinction, Maurice Paulo Vittorio. This now for a Diploma Electrical and Computer Engineering Technology, Automation and Instrumentation option. I think if I've got this correct, Associate Dean, Electrical and Computer Engineering, Matthew Pedley. And this is John Paul Tortogo Demetrio. With distinction, Ayub Gas. With distinction, Viet Tu No. Kevin Nguyen. This is Josh Raven Palada. With distinction, Jun Cesar Madiag Reyes. Jander Gonzalo Rodriguez. Nabil Sahil Sudabar. Got it. Got it. can edit that out. Win Hui Duc Tran. Okay, on to Diploma, Electrical and Computer Engineering Technology, Electrical Power and Industrial Control option. This is Bryson Aaron Melcastaneda. Ethan James Cooper. Harvinder Hahar. With distinction, Sangbak Lee. Tianyu Lin. On to Diploma, Electrical and Computer Engineering Technology, Telecommunications and Networks option. This is Bikramjit Singh Kalsi. Okay. On to Diploma, Heating, Ventilation, Air Conditioning and Refrigeration Technician, Jaden Tierney. And a Bachelor of Technology, Manufacturing, with distinction, Ryan Egger. With distinction, Jason Ronald Simon. On to Bachelor of Technology, Technology Management. With distinction, this is Alsaide Gaman. Oh, good. With distinction, Masood Asegi? Ashahid. Good. Who have you got? What's your name? Lovely. Thanks for coming. You happy? Proud? Good. Because this is Carlos Felicio. With distinction, Cheng Yuan Ho. With distinction, Matthew Hui. With distinction, Andy Maurice. With distinction, Charles Vasquez. On to Diploma, Airline and Flight Operations, Commercial Pilot Fixed Wing option. This is Taewon Hyo. To Diploma, Aircraft Maintenance Engineer, Category M, Emmanuel Febre Bustamante. Wei Sek Kong. Jasmaya Mahal. With distinction, Akashdeep Singh Mali. Vincent Joseph Lopez Mondito. This is
Tabani Ndlovu.
Sorry to put you on. It's not fun. Come here. Come here. Don't be shy. Go ahead.
Amel Shkriel.
Thank you. This is Nathan Duncan Taylor. Stay there. Diploma Aircraft Maintenance Engineer category E, Minsik Bang, with distinction. Cassius Fernandez, with distinction. We got two. Okay, now we move to Diploma Automotive Service Technician and Operations Cooperative Education Program and Automotive Service Technician and Operations Non-Co-op Program. This is Jiawei Dong. There you go. This is Taehwan Kim. Congratulations. With distinction, Tamawaki Kamiyama. Yeah, there you go. Lamisa Seda. Gurtaj Sedova. Huang Tan Datle. Jae-Song Lee. With distinction, Jiayu Liu. Datle. There you go. What's up? Jiahong Li. With distinction, J.U. On to Certificate, Auto Body Repair and Refinishing Technician Foundation. We've been waiting for you. Welcome. With distinction, this is Jade English. Well done, and congratulations to all of you once again. Now, as our graduates return from their professional photos backstage, I'd like to remind you that image previews, along with optional order information, will be emailed to graduates within the next week. I think you guys get to get your photos taken. Is that what's going on? Off for photos? Oh. Everybody back? There he is. Are we good? We got a couple more? So, and again, the photo opportunity afterwards for family and friends will be just down the hall in 2620, I recall. We're just waiting for a couple more. I could read out some hockey scores, or, you know, maybe we got some breaking news somewhere. I don't know. Can't really see. Are we good? We're good. Okay, now would Eric Fry, Education Council representative, please come forward. Should you had come up earlier, you could have answered that.
Thank you. I'm usually the one that has to kill the time, so I appreciate you doing that for me. Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations, graduates. I'm the chair of the Education Council, and I will be your official tassel flipper today. I've noticed that the photographer has taken my job, so for those of you that would like to participate in the official tassel flip, please return your tassel from the left side back to the right side. Thank you. Gives me purpose. Thank you. So this is a message from Education Council. Throughout the year, it is the role of the Education Council to advise the BCIT Board of Governors on a variety of educational policies, priorities, and programs. We review new programs and major changes to existing programs, as well as set criteria for awards, academic standings, and exams. Through this, we are involved in many aspects of the programs you have completed in order to earn your certificates, diplomas, and degrees here today. As Education Council representative, I get to do the fun part. Graduates, will you please stand? And flip the tassel on your cap to the left side, signifying that you are now an official graduate of BCIT. Everyone, the class of 2023.
You guys can be seated. I'd now like to welcome Jennifer Patterson, Vice President of the BCIT Alumni Association, of which you are now members, to join us on stage.
Congratulations, graduates, and welcome to the BCIT Alumni Association. You are now part of over 2,000 BCIT alumni who are making vital contributions right here in our local communities and around the world. The Alumni Association is committed to helping you succeed in your career journey. So we invite you to stay connected with us as you grow your personal and professional networks at our events and get access to many alumni exclusive benefits that await you, including our free BCIT Perks app, which you can download on the Google Play or App Store. I now have the pleasure of introducing your valedictorian, Matthew A.
Graduating class of 2023, I'm honored and grateful for the opportunity to be up here addressing you all. First off, I want to acknowledge each and every one of you for making it here. You all know the dedication and grit that it took to get here today. This is truly such an amazing accomplishment, one that each and every one of you should be proud of. I've been given 3 minutes, max 4, to share some thoughts, and one of my favorite things recently to say on Zoom calls is, if there's nothing else, I'll give you some time back. Unfortunately, today will not be that day. So, I thank you in advance for bearing with me. 3 themes that I'd like to focus on in my time up here today are gratitude, resilience, and understanding. Let's talk about gratitude first. I am grateful to Tim Hortons for all of the nourishment you've provided me over the years. Sometimes breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in the same day. Thank you. In all seriousness, I was blessed to have 2 fantastic role models growing up. My parents, who are actually here today, are both previous BCIT grads. They laid the foundation for the importance of education and created the opportunity for me to attend BCIT. When I would run into obstacles at BCIT and at school, and trust me, there were many, oftentimes what would come into my mind would be, if my parents could do full-time work, night school, work second jobs while raising 4 kids, the least I could do is show up and really embrace each opportunity to be studying at a school like BCIT. I took a similar path, minus the 4 kids, minus the second job, minus the night school. But over the last 7.5 years, I've come to understand just how valuable your support system is. I've got my family, my soon-to-be wife, friends, and colleagues here today. They are my support system, and that is the system that we need to always show gratitude towards. It's so easy to get bogged down in the busyness of life, but sometimes we just need to slow down and soak it all in. Appreciate those who've helped you get here today. Now, this could be friends who studied with during late nights, to the instructors who gave you that extra bit of support. How many times have you had your friends ask you how things are going recently, and your response has been, oh, it's been busy. Life is busy, that's a constant. But take a pause, slow down, and appreciate those who've been by your side. Theme number 2, resilience. This graduating class has been through unprecedented challenges. From the world shutting down, going virtual, to global recessions, there was no blueprint or instruction manual for what happened over the last handful of years. But each and every one of you, you showed your resilience not only as students, but as individuals, and that is something to be proud of. That resilience will enable you to embrace challenges and discomfort that life throws at you. And the last theme here today is understanding. We need to develop an understanding that it is our responsibility as graduates to nurture and invest in the future generations of students, whether this be tutoring, mentoring, teaching, or even just sharing your experience with somebody evaluating school. That is our responsibility. Beyond that, we need to grow an understanding that we need to pour back into those communities in which have supported us. Volunteer, give, create opportunity. Only when we bear this understanding will we evolve as a society. There's this saying that I've shared with my team: to dream big, iterate often, and iterate meaningfully. These are words that I live by, and if there's anything that I can pass on to those who are about to start their careers, or honestly well underway, it's to dream big, iterate often, and meaningfully. Make those tweaks and revisions and just keep on improving. It's never going to be perfect the first go round, but that's the beauty of it. It's that we have that opportunity to keep on getting better. I said at the start there was 3 words: gratitude, resilience, and understanding, so I say this once more. Take this opportunity and every opportunity to show gratitude to those who have supported you through this journey. Don't wait to be grateful, just do it. Second, you are resilient. You can handle anything that comes your way. And you know what? If you get knocked down, it's okay. Fail fast and learn faster. And finally, an understanding. Understanding that we have a responsibility to future generations of students. Invest in them, invest in your communities. This is the leadership that we need. Thank you again for allowing me to share with you all for the last 4 minutes, and congrats again for graduating here today. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you very much, Matthew, for sure. Okay, now it's time to celebrate with our graduates. Before you go, a couple of reminders. Leader Frames is available just outside the hall. If you'd like to have your credential professionally framed today, which is kind of cool. Our toner will be available for studio portraits of graduates and their families, located, as mentioned, on the main floor in room 2620. Also want to remind you that a video of the ceremony will be available online in a day or two. Go to bcit.ca/convocation and you'll be directed from there. Graduates, please return to the gowning area. I mean, as cool as it would be to wear those, for the rest of the evening, we ask you to please return to the gowning area, remove the gowns, and pick up your alumni gift. There are prizes, maybe even a coffee cup. Grab one for me. And please move away from the doors as you leave to avoid congestion. I want to thank all of our volunteers and staff for their efforts today. You guys did an amazing job. Thank you. And lastly, a note to those who just crossed the stage here. You've completed a chapter of your journey. Congratulations. We hope that BCIT continues to be a part of your future as an alumni and as you grow and develop in your chosen field. We wish you the very, very best. Our processions will now leave the auditorium. First, the platform party, followed by our faculty, and then our graduates. I now ask everyone to stand and remain standing until our graduates have departed. Have a wonderful evening. Congratulations, and thank you.